All right, guys, so we're gonna do a honey sriracha chicken, but we're gonna make little like chicken burgers out of some ground chicken just to make it a little bit different. But hopefully, just so you guys know, we filmed our first 3 recipe videos all together at the same time here today. Marina did her stir fry rice, chicken stir fry rice. Riley did a chicken mojito and lime chicken breast. I'm gonna do my honey sriracha chicken, and the only reason why you need to know all that right now is because I'm actually gonna teach you guys how to cook, not just put some shitty shit on the plate like those two did. But at the end of the day, it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. It's gonna be eye-opening. So we got our raw chicken here. We're gonna go in with 75 grams per patty. So I like to pre-measure this. I'm gonna do it raw, just for a little bit more consistency. So we're gonna go 75 gram patties there, because I do 150 grams per meal. So now when it comes to mealtime, I only have to grab 2 of these patties, and these patties are gonna be perfect. If you wanna throw them on a bun, potentially you could throw them on a bun. We're actually just gonna go over white rice today. Let me tear that out because I can't do math, so I can get to 150 grams, but what's 75 plus 150, anybody?
What?
Nope, nope, nobody can get it. Nobody can get it.
225.
325.
225.
OMG.
It's 325.
So we got another one. We got to get 150 now.
250. No, it's not. That would be 100.
Marina.
What is it?
All right.
175 plus.
So once we have all these patties done, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make our own sauce. We're going to use a couple different sauces that are pre-made, and we're going to mix those suckers together to make...
I have 0 score.
We're going to mix those suckers together to make our own house sauce, so to speak. Keep getting the measurement wrong here. So it's a pretty simple, we'll call it a marinade in terms of what we're going for next. Sauce, marinade, whatever you want to call it, but pretty simplistic. So we don't have enough to finish this out in totality, so we got a little baby one. We'll give this to Riley. All right, so cilantro lime rice. Forgot my knife. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started with throwing some rice in there. This is a medium grain rice, kind of similar to like a sushi rice that you see everybody doing in terms of taste and texture. I just grabbed this one because it's easier to find in bulk. I grabbed that off of Amazon. All right, so we'll just fill this up to where it needs to be now. And because there's Spanish people here now with Marina right next to us, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse the rice, because I'm pretty sure it's a Spanish thing. Oh, wow. So Marina's obviously dying of bacterial infections and arsenic and everything else that happens when you don't wash your rice. I always wash my rice. This is also one of those rice cookers that is extremely convenient in the sense that, A, you can let that shit sit there literally all day. I think it's got a 14-hour life on it in terms of like how long it'll last before it starts to go bad or bacteria starts to grow on it. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but again, got that one on Amazon too. And I'm telling you, this rice cooker, for whatever reason, works a hell of a lot better than any rice cooker I've ever had before.
Why?
I don't know. I honestly have no idea why it does. It sings songs and shit to you.
Ooh.
Yeah. But again, it's expensive. It's not necessary. You can get a rice cooker for what, like 20, 30 bucks? You could literally get one for $20 at Walmart, even though I would say don't get that one. Get one that's a little bit more expensive, $30, $40, going to be a pretty good rice cooker. I think this one was like, you know, whatever. It was over $100. I know that. I think it was close to like 200 bucks. But nonetheless, the bottom line is, again, it does work really well. I know it's hard to like put it in perspective in terms of like, how does it cook rice better than something else? But everybody's cooked rice themselves and fucked it up plenty of times. This one, it's like, doesn't matter what you do. I feel like I could fill it all the way up with water, still comes out perfect. Underdo the water, comes out perfect. Doesn't matter what kind of rice I use, comes out perfect, right? I've had that happen with other rice cookers where it's like I use whatever basmati rice and it comes out drier than if I use a medium grain rice, you know what I mean? So this one works well no matter what. Just gonna get that out of the way. I started it already. I didn't put everything in. Cilantro, it would be easy to just chop up everything, use the stems and whatnot, but I prefer it this way. It just adds a little bit of extra green, keeping it full, keeping the leaves full. But I also think it's important to have some variety with your rice specifically, especially when food gets really high for some of us. Rice is awesome. It's always easy to eat, but sometimes it could be easier to eat. You know what I mean? I just bought bone broth. The only reason why I bought bone broth is because I was trying to be like a white hippie person, but so it could be like just whatever, chicken broth, beef broth, whatever, you know, and you could use that instead of water to cook your rice to give it a little bit of added flavor. There is this paste called Better Than Bouillon that you can find at most grocery stores. Sometimes I'll throw a couple tablespoons of that in there. And while all these things might change it to a certain degree in terms of adding a little bit more sodium, that's never, you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And on top of that, like I said, the amount of flavor it's going to add, it's probably worth any type of small additives that you're going to get out of it, like the addition of a few grams of protein from a bone broth or whatever. This is a nice way to mix it up, though. And this just happens to go with a lot of the different dishes that I like to make. So whether that's today's dish or you'll see in another video, Riley's dish. But again, this one's just easy to eat with just about anything. Who doesn't like cilantro and lime? Except for Christine, she doesn't like cilantro, but. Then we're gonna go in with a couple limes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put one whole lime in now, and we'll save the other lime until after it's done cooking and just fold a little bit of that in. Oh no, I got a seed.
It's a good lime.
It is. Ah, come on. All right, and now it's going. All right, so now we're gonna grab what we need to mix into a sauce here. We got this little bowl that I'm gonna call a mixing bowl, even though I know it's not. We're gonna grab some Sriracha, some soy sauce, and then we're gonna grab some honey. So we'll go in with our Sriracha first. And obviously you could add a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how spicy you like it. But we're going with about 2 tablespoons on this. Oh, maybe a little bit more, there we go. But that is about 2 tablespoons. We'll go in with a little bit of soy. Maybe equal parts soy sauce. Jen, calm down, you'll get some. And then we're gonna go in with, we'll call it 2 tablespoons of honey as well. And then we're gonna grab a cute little mixing spoon. I do have a cute one. And we're gonna mix this bitch up. We probably need a little bit more honey in this. And I know some people freak out about the honey. Obviously you can measure that, and you should be measuring it, especially if somebody's dieting. Maybe we would skip the honey and go with just a sweetener packet like a Splenda or a Sweet and Low. But if I'm not dieting, I'm gonna use the honey. We also have different types of honey too, because Christine will only use like the fake honey or whatever this is. Actually, this is organic, give her some credit. But I'll usually use the raw honey, which is what I'll usually recommend to people on the plans, is a raw honey. I don't know if there's a real difference when it comes down to it, but at the end of the day, I'd like to, you know, think that there is. We're gonna go with just a little bit more of that because I can already smell how spicy it is off the top. And then we'll grab another spoon, only because I don't do the dishes, Christine does. A little bit more honey. And I do like mine spicy. I like my food spicy in general. But at the end of the day, I want it to be sweet. When it first hits your mouth, I want it to be sweet, and then it'll start to get spicy on the back a little bit. The kids don't know, you know what I mean? The kids don't know. They're Gen Zs, right? I'm pretty sure they're Gen Zs. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm pretty sure they're Gen Zs. Somebody'd have to do the math for me. But those Gen Zers, they don't really cook for themselves, you know? Oh yeah, see, it's sweet when it first goes in, and now you get the Sriracha on the back. Who wants to taste it? I'd stick your dirty finger in there. We're only gonna put it on our food. Stick your dirty finger in there. Go for it, guy.
Ooh, me gusta.
Oh yeah, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They don't know any better. They really don't. So now we're gonna go right on top of this. Just a little bit at first. So I'm gonna season these bad boys too. And then from there, I'm gonna save the rest of it for when they get off the grill
94, 96-ish.
to be able to really have that potent flavor when the come times to actually eat them. When the time comes, yeah, when the time comes. So we'll do just a little bit on there. Then I'm gonna hit these guys with some basic S&P.
Wait, no. Yeah.
And you could go a little bit further with this too if you want. A little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder. None of that's gonna hurt, but I just want mine to have some basic seasoning. And then, like I said, I'm gonna save that sauce for when we get done there and go at it a little bit more. Now again, I just want to make it clear for dieters, when we're dieting, obviously we're going to want to avoid the honey at that point, right? Because this honey is going to add up, right? If we're doing, let's say 30 grams for an entire pound, it might not be that much when it's all broken down, depending on how much you're going to have per serving. But for me, if I'm having 2 of these patties per serving, that's an extra 15 grams of carbs potentially, right? So I want to be careful with this unless it's myself right now where I'm not really tracking anything. I'm kind of just living life. You know, a little bit of honey is not going to kill you. If it's Riley right now, who's in an off season and he's trying to get as many calories as possible, if he tells me he adds honey to a marinade or a sauce, fine, no big deal. Again, if you're dieting though, you know, that's where you want to be a little bit more careful as far as the additives. But I'm telling you, a Sweet and Low packet, Splenda packet, stevia, whatever your choice is there. I know some people worry about fucking getting AIDS or whatever it is from Splenda. Don't worry about that shit. At the end of the day, it's going to make the food that taste that much better. Then I would say go for it. That way it's easier to adhere to the diet. All right. So we're going to go throw these on the grill now. All right. So now we're headed out. We're going to throw these bad boys on the grill, which we already have preheated here. Oh no, I'm going hands. No, I'm using Riley's dirty tongs, which is okay. We're going to go, no, I'm going to go hands. I'm going to go hands. Getting a little dirty, never hurt anybody.
Nice, and then we gotta eat it after?
And we'll see. I would say typically we're probably going like 4 minutes, 5 minutes on each side. We don't need that much. Remember, this is a really lean chicken breast, 98% lean ground chicken. So we can't leave it on there too long or it's gonna get dry as shit. All right, looks like we're gonna flip these things. Just don't tell Christine that we grabbed the plastic spatula from in the house because it looks like these guys are sticking a little bit. Oh yeah, see, they're sticking. It totally ruined. Totally ruined those. That one's a little bit better. Oh no, see, totally burnt. Now I feel like Riley and Marina. I'm doing my best, I'm doing my best. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes, so we're fully cooked. I actually shut down. Of course, my neighbor wants to do his yard now. That's always helpful, right? We'll get out of here real quick. Let's get these guys on the plate. These are always a firmness thing. And the only reason I'll bring that up is because we have 2 8-year-olds that decided to teach you guys how to cook earlier. Uh-oh. My wife let the dog out. We have a couple rescues and they get kind of crazy around people, so we're gonna be careful. Allow her to get that out. But again, a firmness thing. So as we touch these, if they're nice and firm, right, we know they're done. You could do the test, right? It's something along those lines. No? Nobody knows that test? All right, there's a test. Look it up on YouTube. Let's go inside. All right, so now we're back inside. We got our chicken off the grill. It took about 10 minutes. You can see we kind of ripped some of them up a little bit, but it's okay. Might not be the most aesthetically pleasing, but we're gonna get the job done here. So now we have the same cilantro lime rice that we started with. We're gonna go in with a little bit of that first and foremost. We're gonna hit it with, I'm gonna take the rest of this so Riley can't eat anymore, because I want to make sure that I'm bigger than Riley at all costs. And now we're going to dispose of this. So now we're going to go in with our chicken, right? Because we know 2 of these are going to be 150 grams raw weight of chicken. So we got that down there, right? Boom, boom. We're going to make this look pretty so that I have the nicest dish of the day. Can we do that on YouTube? We can. Guys, in the comments below, just comment whose meal looked better, mine, Marina's, or Riley's, even though they'll all be done at different times. Just, you know, make sure you vote from the heart, you know what I mean? So we're going to go with a little bit of this sauce on top. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And then just enough to get all over the rice. And then we'll do one of these little guys here so that everybody can have a taste test. We're gonna break the 3rd wall and let Chris, the cameraman, taste it too. Jen's trying to ruin my spotlight here. I'm gonna hit one of these guys on here, there. One of these guys on there. There. Now check that out. Come on. Tell me that's not pretty.
That's right.
All right, I'm like Chef Boyardee D over here. But that's it. One thing I do want to mention though, we didn't do any veg today other than Marina's stir-fry veg. We actually didn't prepare any veg. We didn't make any veg. Remember, any veg goes with this stuff. You guys can, one thing that I'll always take advantage of is in the rice cooker. I'll just prep a whole bunch of fresh veggies and then throw it in there with the rice while the rice is cooking, right? Makes it nice and easy. I usually use a little bit of added water just to, you know, realize the veggies are in there. They're going to require a little bit of water on their own. So again, we'll put a little bit of veggies in there with the rice and have it all cook at once. Bing, bang, boom. It's easy. It's done. But if not, something that I'll use in a meal like this is zucchini. Super easy. Prep your zucchini, throw it on the oven. Throw it on the stovetop. It'll take no more than 5 minutes to finish that zucchini. And now it goes right on top with that. And that zucchini, because it's such a neutral flavor, blends well with that. Peppers and onions easily goes right in with the white rice to be able to add a little bit more flavor. So don't be afraid of, you know, loading these up a little bit more with the veggies. But other than that, I think we're pretty good here, right? Honey, sriracha, soy sauce, chicken patties. I haven't tried it yet. Everybody liked Riley's Mojito Lime Chicken, by the way. Everybody was kind of into that. But let's see what we think here.
But I didn't have this one.
I have a feeling he's going to hate on this, though, just because it's, you know, it's whatever.
Are you feeding me?
Well, I was going to give you the whatever. You do. Come on. He just wants to make more dishes for
I was gonna do it
Christine.
all at the same time.
Ooh.
Well, you said Christine does the dishes, so.
I didn't say that.
9.8 out of 10.
Yeah, wait, Chris has got to try it now. Can you try it while you're on camera? Can you do this? Are you sure?
Obviously.
He's a pro's pro.
Oh yeah, I'm with that thing.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, what are you coming back for more, dude? Jesus Christ, let's turn off the camera first before you get a boner. All right, guys, we appreciate you guys checking in, watching. Any questions you guys have, leave it in the comment or DM one of your coaches. We'll help you out with it.